This is important information from the beloved Ascended Masters given to ADK Look from the book Law of Life, Book 1. And this is what she says. It is about the pillar of protective light, which is very, very important for each one of us to call forth and build every day. And she says, in the beginning, when individuals came forth, there was a natural protection around each one. It was not a self-conscious creation. But as the discord of mankind increased, rents and tears were imposed upon it, and it diminished more and more, until it was practically gone. Now we need to go into action, apply the law, and again build this pillar of protection. This time we do it consciously. Being a conscious creation, it cannot be dissipated as before. In some teachings, something is known about this protection, but it has been more or less vague. Sometimes it is called a tube, belt, or a circle. The pillar of light was originally about 9 feet in diameter. It was really the stream of light from our I Am Presence, or the silver cord. As mankind became more and more discordant, the silver cord became smaller and smaller. That was mercy to the outer self, because if too much energy were released into its use, it would have annihilated itself by misqualifying the energy. The silver cord is made up of a stream of electronic energy. That is the stream of life, and the connection of the outer self with its source. It is pure energy, primal life, unqualified. It takes on the qualification according to the free will of the individual. So this primal life is elemental substance, which is charged or vowed to obey the creative principle, to obey the threefold flame in the heart, according to free will. This is how mankind created discord and also the accumulated good in the causal body. This protective pillar is a tube or pillar of pure light substance, invisible to the ordinary sight, but it can be seen with the inner sight. It is not hollow inside like a tube. There is light all the way through like a pillar, in, through, and around your body, for a radius of about 3 or up to 9 feet, condensed at the outer edge to form a thick wall to make it impenetrable to anything not of the light. In the beginning, as we call this tube of light into action, it is better to visualize it only about 6 feet in diameter until one has gained a momentum. It is charged in, through, and around the physical body. It extends from above the head to below the feet, giving protection to the inner bodies as well as the physical body. Have the feeling, the consciousness of it as a living thing, an action, not as a cut and dried mold or form. It is light in action, and it is vibrating, and it responds to our love and our calls and our faith in it. It can be drawn forth from your presence of life, and through daily application become absolutely invincible to discord or anything not of the light. Not one thing can go through that pillar of light. You know all evil returns to the sender. When we get our protection around us, it is reverted right back. Otherwise, it is a more lengthy process. And as we know now, we can put all that misqualified energy that comes to us in the violet flame for transmutation and forgiveness. There are cases of those known as masters in India who can stand and let someone shoot at them with a 24 caliber rifle. The bullet goes to about 3 feet from the body, flattens, and falls to the ground. This shows it came up against something, an obstruction. It could not penetrate. That is the Master's pillar of light, which he has drawn about himself. This has been witnessed many times by travellers in India and by Army and Navy men in service. This pillar of light is formed by the release of light energy from the presence. It is projected from its hands, heart, and head, and also by the intensification or expansion of one's own light through the points of light within every cell of our bodies. Aside from protection, this pillar of light is a constant radiance of perfection pouring off and absorbed by your bodies. The very atmosphere is electronic substance. The presence might gather it to make this pillar of light invincible. It is up to us to keep the feeling so harmonized that discord won't break through. We should then always maintain harmony in the feelings. Power of qualification, vision, and attention are our weapons of invincible protection. Archangel Michael has also suggested that the protective armor of light, fashioned from his armor of light, be used. This is what he says. Beloved ones, there are certain vicious conditions active in the astral realm into which I would not think of entering without first putting on an entire armor of light. Yet so often we see you, through mighty decrees, plunging into mass creations of sickness and disease and all manner of distress, just clothed in those tubes of light, which you have drawn about you without full faith in their adequacy, and which you puncture every few moments by discordant thought, feeling, spoken word, or deed. I am very grateful indeed that you do call those tubes of light forth, and that you are strengthening them as you continue to call for them, and then hold more and more uninterrupted harmony in your worlds. Now, why do you think I have offered you again and again the use of my armor of light? Please use it, for it is, of course, to completely enfold you in my feelings of protection, my helmet, armor, sword, shield, cross of Christ. Please put them on and use them before you go into action, dealing with powers of certain concentrated viciousness of which your outer self knows nothing. So there we have a very important addition, that we daily need to call into action the gift of Archangel Michael's armor of light. We may speak to our beloved I Am Presence in love, as we would speak to a father. We might say, "Beloved magic I Am Presence, Archangel Michael and those that minister to the crystal blue flame of protection, intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light in, through, and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable, which keeps me absolutely insulated to everything not of the light, and keep it sustained and ever-intensifying in action. Make and keep me ever sensitive to you and your direction, and immune to all imperfect vibratory rates. Mighty I Am Presence, see to it that I am invisible, I am invincible, I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. And what we call for ourselves, we call for our loved ones and for all the constructive people, places, conditions, and things in, through, and around our entire planet. And we thank you. Then we visualize it in, through, and around our physical bodies for about 3 feet, or as far as our outstretched arm will reach, seeing the edge thick like a wall of light. We see it around our loved ones, our homes, our business, affairs, our supply, and for all those standing up for truth, justice, and freedom everywhere throughout our beloved earth. Of course, it must be understood that the pillar of light is an inner action, therefore a fourth-dimensional activity. The pillar of protection is pliable and will bend or conform to circumstances. It can give us protection from destructive forces emanating from a person sitting next to us, or even touching our physical bodies. This pillar of light can become invincible protection against everything of a discordant quality in the outer world. Thereby one can be disconnected from the mass pressure of discord of mankind that is in the atmosphere. One must have more than ordinary protection when entering the stream of life. In the morning, always charge the pillar of light with cosmic divine love. You can charge it to dissolve every particle of discord that we contact during the day. Also charge it with acceptance and confidence of the power of light.